Hey guys, welcome to Home Sweet Homeschool. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I'm a homeschooling mom to one. And in today's video, we're going to talk all about the military unit from Campfire curriculums. We love unit studies in our homeschool, and Campfire has been a wonderful addition to our homeschool days. We don't do them all the time. We alternate between it and a couple of other things, but we love Campfire. If you haven't heard of Campfire curriculums, I urge you to check them out. It's campfirecurriculums.com. You can also join them on Facebook at Campfire Crew, and that's where they share so much encouragement, and the community there is just wonderful. So you can get a good look at what is happening around Campfire. You can also vote for upcoming units, so you definitely want to check out their website and the Facebook page. So this military unit is something that my son picked out. One way that we pick our units is I just pull up the web page, I let my son look at what's available, and he chooses. That's kind of how we go with the flow here in our homeschool, and he chose this one. And we have loved it. We have about 2 more lessons left, and we have absolutely loved it. We've learned so many things that we didn't know. You're going to learn about all the branches of the U.S. military. You're going to learn about heroes. It's in a living book format, so it is not boring. It is so interesting to read. We've heard so many stories of heroic men, and it has just been so good. We've learned about interesting jobs in each of the different areas. This has been great. So we have loved this so far. Now, if you're new and you don't know how it works, when you purchase one of these units, it's going to come to you as a PDF download. You can print it right there at your house. You can have someone else print it. And I have even saved mine before in Google Docs and just kept it on my iPad and read from there. It works any of those ways. So when you get the download, you're actually going to get all the levels, and it's really up to you to decide where to put your kids. And one thing I like to do is I like to print the adult notebook. I print it for myself, and then I will open up all the other notebooks to check out the activities, because sometimes there are some fun activities, like there's been a word search before, and just some different things in some of the younger notebooks. So I do urge you to open all of them and see where you think your kids will fit, and also decide if you want to do some of those activities. So that's my whole printing thing. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. Also, if you've never used it, there is going to be a page that says how to use this curriculum, and you're going to want to read that because it's going to explain to you exactly what to do. But just like with any homeschool curriculum, you're going to make it your own. You're going to probably do a unit and say, hey, next time we're not going to do this, or next time I'm going to leave this out. You won't know until you jump in and try it. So read that page. It'll tell you exactly what you can do. It has skip if you want pages. It has core connections that you can or can't do. It's really up to you, and it really depends on what we're feeling that day. Sometimes we do the core connections, sometimes we don't. And you know what? We still enjoy the unit. So definitely read that page. It's going to explain so much to you. So what I'm going to do is give you a flip through of this so that you can see what is in here. Now, I will say I did not print the how to use this because I know how to use it at this point. And I also did not print the table of contents. It's like when I start to print stuff, the whole world falls apart and my printer will stop working. I'm pointing at it because it's right there staring me in the face. It'll stop working, the internet connection will get interrupted, something crazy, or it may be me, and I may be trying to do like 5 things at one time. So like I'm researching another unit, I'm printing this unit, and I get a little carried away, and I may not pay attention, and I may forget to put print on both sides, which leads me to have to glue the pages together. So when you see the printing of this, it is not Campfire's fault that I'm not a good printer, okay? So do not blame them. Don't blame them, okay? So I'm gonna share with you what it looks like. Another thing I want to say is when I print, I always select print as image, and that has worked beautifully. When I first started printing them, I didn't know that. And so some of the images would be left off, but if I go in and select print as image, it works perfectly. Another thing I want to mention, I keep coming up with stuff. There are links throughout this unit. And I know it can be a lot of work to be right in the middle of reading and have to go find a video. And sometimes those videos have been changed to private, or you just can't get to them, and it can be kind of annoying. So here's the great thing about Campfire. They took all their links and put them in one place. And so I am going to link the links in the description box. So no matter what unit you're doing from Campfire, you can click on that link and it'll pull up all the units that have links. You click on that and you just leave it up. And that way, while you're reading, if it comes to one of those, I just had my military page pulled up and I could click on exactly what I needed, and it helped out tremendously. I'm going to stop saying links now. Bet you're glad. So let's get into this flip through, okay, and check out what's inside of the military unit. All right, let's get into this flip through of the United States military. So this is the adult journal, and I just want to show you what's inside of it. So it has a beautiful cover, and like I said, I did not print the table of contents or the how this works page, but you will get that. So we have this poem here. Then you do have a timeline. So United States timeline, it's only for reference. It tells you what lessons it's in. This talks about the following Medal of Honor salute section can be skipped for families with younger children or those who are sensitive to battle scenes. If that's the case, you can jump to page 14. So you might want to read this ahead of time if you have younger children and you think they may be sensitive to it. So lesson 1 is the United States Army. You have an optional activity break. This says, do you know anyone in the Army? Ask them directly what their job is like. You can talk about that. This does say, remember, set the timer to 30 minutes and stop when it goes off. Pick it up again the next day. That's really up to you. We just usually complete the lesson. This says Army, the first branch of the military, the U.S. Army's mission, life on the Army base, a misconception alert, has jobs. We've really enjoyed these job descriptions here. And as you can see, here are some links right here at the bottom, and you will find those on that link page. And there's a fun fact. These are the skip if you want pages. That means if you don't have time that day or you don't want to go down this rabbit trail, you don't have to do that. But we found these pages full of great information. This talked about rank and pay grade, enlisting. There's an optional activity here. This talks about a warrant officer and a commissioned officer. Tons of information on those pages. Then activity time. Now there are 4 activities. Did we do all 4 of them? Absolutely not. I just looked at them and I was like, which one of these are feasible for us to do? And that's the ones I picked. At the end, you have a think tank, you have their faith talk, and then a stopping point, which I appreciate because you just quickly recap what you talked about. So here is all the activities. This is the one we did. This was for the bomb squad. It was a lot of fun. There's a robotic relocation mission, X-ray power, and then service. So some of these are super, super easy. And then some, if I didn't have the materials or I didn't have the time, we didn't do it. And here are the core connections. Now this does say every lesson in this unit already includes history, geography, social studies, critical thinking, and faith and Bible. We will connect the other school subjects, art, language arts, and spelling for you at the end of each lesson as a courtesy to help you tie everything together. So you do not have to use these if you don't want to, but here's your language arts. It says the art of language is not always about knowing your adjectives, writing a persuasive essay, or using proper punctuation. Sometimes the art of language is about learning how to express yourself and understanding how to share your thoughts or feelings appropriately. So we really liked the language arts in this one. And then you have your science, and there's some optional spelling if you want it. Lesson 2, you're going to start here with a video. This is the United States Army Part 2, and it starts with a key battle moment. And it just keeps going through the battles. It talks about using music as a war tactic. There is a vehicle spotlight. My son really enjoyed these, and we loved watching the videos about these vehicles. Here's an optional activity. And then here's a skip if you want, and it's a vehicle spotlight, but like I said, we enjoyed these skip if you want pages. And then there's 2 activity options, so you can do top secret status and fold a parachute challenge. You have faith talk and your think tank again. And we chose to do the pack a parachute. And as you can see, I've double printed this. I'm telling you, I'm crazy. But we did the pack a parachute where you fold a fitted sheet. So if you're a mom who's never folded a fitted sheet and you want to know how, there you go. It was a great activity. And then your language arts is where you do a picture study and you're talking about this picture. And then you have your science. And then this is an intermission. It's a Medal of Honor salute. It's the next 3+ pages. It can be joined together with the next lesson or used alone as a mini lesson. We just joined it with the other lesson. Let's see. So here's your Medal of Honor salute. These are documents that go with it. And then you get back to the lessons. Lesson 3 is the United States Air Force, the 12 seconds that changed the world. There is some skip if you want sections that's inside this dotted line here. And then here's some job descriptions. The activity time, you have airplanes, the shift of the military, and option 2 is can you be a SCRE instructor? I don't know if you call that SEER, I'm not sure. So there's that. And again, you're studying a different picture. And you're talking about flying. Here's your timeline for reference. And you're going into the Air Force Part 2, which is lesson 4. There is an extra activity. You want to do that. Has some notes from the president. Another thing about the vehicles they use. You have activity option of pararescue and air traffic control. You're studying a picture again. And you're continuing your science lesson from the day before. Lesson 5 is the United States Marine Corps. My son really liked this, that it included real pictures of the people that we were talking about. It really helps to put a face with the story that you're telling. So we appreciated that, seeing who these people were. And so it kind of has like the same feel pretty much in each lesson. Lesson 6 is just part 2 of the Marine Corps. There is another optional activity. Vehicle spotlight. Special Operations Forces. And again, you've got your links and your activities. So it talks about an amphibious vehicle and a barricade. Lesson 7 is the United States Navy. Again, a picture so you can say, okay, this is who this is. You know, it made such a difference. It's very interesting to read. It does talk about like ranks, life on a ship or life on a base, so they can see what that's like. And this is where we played Battleship, and I just made an extra one because we enjoyed that. So we learned about Morse code. And we played Battleship. If you have the actual game, you could definitely get that out. That's a lot of fun, but we just used the paper. Lesson 8 is the United States Navy, Part 2. Lesson 9 is the Coast Guard. Lesson 10 is the Coast Guard Part 2. It's a little short. Lesson 11 is the United States Space Force. That's cool. Oh, see, that's where I had to glue the pages there. And Lesson 12 is Those Who Fear Us or Fight With Us and Other Questions. So it's just some common questions and their answers. So that is awesome. So that is what the inside of it looks like. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that flip through. If you have any questions about Campfire curriculums, the military unit, anything homeschool, or you just want to tell me, hey, leave it in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching.